Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Samantha. Thank you so much for joining me. You know I love having you here. Before I even get into the video, I just want to say a massive thank you to all my subscribers. So you guys, your support means the world to me. I really appreciate it and I appreciate you. And today I'm going to show you how to make a creamy hibiscus and flaxseed leave-in conditioner, which can also be used as a styler. So this product is amazing at moisturizing, conditioning, and it can also help to strengthen your hair. And in terms of what we need, our first ingredient is going to be flax seeds. So I'm using golden flax seeds here, but you can use brown ones. Flax seeds are also known as linseed. So flax seeds are rich in vitamin E and omega-3. Vitamin E is a natural antioxidant, and therefore it can help to protect the hair and the scalp from free radical damage. And it also stimulates growth by stimulating scalp circulation. Flax seeds are rich in other nutrients, including amino acids, which are the building blocks of protein. So that protein can help to strengthen the hair, and it can also help to structure the hair so that your coil or curl pattern can become more defined. And this is why flaxseed gel is very popular when it comes to defining your curls or your coils. And it can also help to promote healthy hair growth because protein is essential when it comes to healthy hair growth. Our next ingredient is going to be hibiscus leaves, and I'm using dried hibiscus leaves. So hibiscus is an amazing conditioner. It is one of my favorite ingredients, I have to say. So it can also help to add shine to your hair, and it has been shown to actually slow down the process of hair graying. So a lot of people use it for that. But in itself, it can also strengthen the hair, and it can also help with moisturizing. So it's got so many amazing benefits for the hair, lots of nutrients and lots of properties. So as I say, this is one of my favorite color ingredients, and just look at that color. It looks absolutely gorgeous. And then our next ingredient is going to be olive oil. So I'm using extra virgin olive oil here, but if you don't have olive oil, you can use any other non-solid oil. So things like almond oil or even jojoba oil, even sunflower oil, that will still work. The reason we don't want to use a solid oil is because then that can solidify, particularly in the winter season. But if you don't have any of those other oils that I mentioned, and you only have coconut oil, and your hair likes coconut oil, then you can use that instead. But try and get a non-solid oil. And then last but not least, then we're going to use vegetable glycerin. So glycerin is a great humectant, and what that means is that it can help our hair to retain moisture. But the other reason we want to use glycerin is because it's also a really good emulsifier. So we're going to be using water in this recipe, and the glycerin can help to bind the water with our oils. In terms of equipment, we're going to need a whisk. If you don't have a whisk, you can use a blender. That will still work because we're going to whisk everything at quite high speed. And then we also need a sieve, a bowl, and also a pot. So the first thing we do is to make a hibiscus tea. So we'll put 2 tablespoons of the hibiscus leaves, and then we put half a cup of freshly boiled water, and then we allow that to steep for 5 minutes. That way all the nutrients in the hibiscus leaves will get into the water, and then we'll get all the benefits. So I'll allow this to steep for 5 minutes, and then I'll come back and show you the next steps. But already you can see the gorgeous color as the infusion process starts to happen. After you've steeped your hibiscus tea for 5 minutes, it's time to move on to the next step. And at this stage, we are making flaxseed gel. Many of you will have made it already, so the process is no different. So we add 1 cup of boiled water, freshly boiled water, and 2 tablespoons of flaxseed into the pot, and then allow that to come to a boil. as it's boiling, you start to see a gel forming, and this is the flaxseed gel, which is one of the key ingredients in this conditioner. So I like to stir things around a little bit because the seeds can sometimes stick at the bottom, and then you see that once it's really frothy, you can now get a spoon or something to check if it's ready. And what you're looking for, the consistency you're looking for, is like the consistency of egg whites. And you just take a spoon and you take some of it and then you drop it, and you see the consistency. So if it's now looking like egg whites, it means it's ready. If it's not looking like egg whites, it means you just need to boil it for a little bit longer. So I can see mine is ready. As you can see, it is looking like egg whites. So it's time to move on to the next stage. So now we want to mix everything and infuse the gel with the hibiscus tea. So we just put the hibiscus tea and the leaves, everything into the pot, and we stir that around, and then we boil it for a few more minutes. And you'll see that as you're boiling it, the color will really intensify and the gel will also get a little bit thicker, and that's exactly what you're looking for. So it's now ready. This is what I'm looking for, the consistency I'm looking for. If you leave it for too long, it will get too thick to drain through the sieve. So at this point, we just drain immediately, and you just use the sieve, and that will catch the leaves as well as the flax seeds. And our beautiful hibiscus flaxseed gel is now in the bowl. So you just press slightly just to get as much of the liquid out, as much of the gel out, and then you keep this, you know, the seeds and the leaves, because you can use them for another DIY, which I will show you very soon. So don't throw them away. Obviously, if you don't want to make that deep conditioner, you can chuck them, but otherwise you can keep them. And this is what we're working with. Look at that gorgeous hibiscus flaxseed gel. It looks absolutely amazing. So it will still be a little bit watery, liquidy, because it's still hot, and that's what we're working with. And now we add 2 tablespoons of the olive oil, and we do add it while the gel is still hot, because this is what's going to help, you know, the water part and the oil to mix. If you leave it until the gel has cooled down, then it may not mix very well. And then we're going to whisk for about 3 minutes, and as you're doing this, it will help to cool down the mixture so that we can now add the glycerin, because we don't want to add glycerin at this stage because it's still quite hot. So mix really well at high speed for about 3 minutes, and as you're mixing, you'll see that it becomes this gorgeous creamy texture. After whisking it for about 3 minutes, we now add 2 tablespoons of glycerin. So it's quite a simple method, quite easy proportions, 2 of pretty much everything. So we've added the glycerin, and then we're going to whisk on high speed again for another 5 to 10 minutes. So it's really important for you to whisk it for this long, because that is what's going to help with that emulsification, which is the mixing of oil parts and water parts. Otherwise it won't mix properly and it will separate. So yes, it is a little bit labor intensive, but it's not that much. It's just whisking for 5 to 10 minutes, and you'll see that it becomes this gorgeous creamy consistency, which is basically our end result. So this is it. I've whisked mine for about nearly 10 minutes, and it looks amazing. So it looks really frothy. That's just because we've been whisking it on high speed. But as you can see, it is properly, thoroughly mixed. There is no separation, and it is a beautiful creamy consistency. Now, some of you may prefer something even thicker, and if that is what you prefer, then you could either create, make a thicker gel by boiling it for longer, or just add a little bit less water. But for me, this is perfect because it'll make it easier to apply. And I just left it sitting for a few minutes just to get the froth out, and as you can see, there's still no separation. And now I'm just pouring it into my jar, which is where I'm going to store it. So this will keep for about 7 to 10 days in the fridge. If you're in a really cold area, you might not need to keep it in the fridge, but that's what I'd recommend because we haven't added a preservative. If you want it to last longer, then please add a preservative, otherwise it'll go off, and that won't be good for your hair or your scalp. So even though I'm using this for my hair, this is actually a really good skin cream, particularly for people with really dry, irritated skin. This will help to really soothe your skin, nourish your skin, and to moisturize it and make your skin a lot more comfortable. And as you can see, there's no staining. So this cream is very versatile, and you can use it in quite a few different ways. So you can leave it as a general moisturizer, for example, in your LOC method and the LCO method. So this could work as your cream. However, because we used water to make this, you could actually just get away with just misting your hair. You don't need to saturate your hair with water, and then you can apply the cream and your hair will be moisturized. Because the flaxseed gel helps to define your coils and your curls, you can actually use it for wash and goes if you like to do that sort of thing. And you can also use it just to add moisture, for example, if you've just washed your hair, or even if you're just refreshing your hair. So as you can see, it really defines your coils and your curls, but you can also use it to style your hair. So for example, if you want to do twists or twist outs, or if you want to do mini braids and braid outs, you can actually use it. So even though it's red, I know you'll be worried about whether or not it'll be staining your hair. It doesn't actually stain the hair, so it won't look red on your hair. Once it dries, the color will disappear. However, I must warn you that if you're applying it and then sleeping on something light colored, or wearing, if your hair is really long down to your back, then don't wear something light colored or use something light colored while your hair is still wet with this product, otherwise it will stain. So as you can see, I did a couple of twists there, and it's really good. It's got a good hold because of the flaxseed in there. But you can also use it as a general moisturizer. As I said, for example, if you just want to refresh your hair in a short-term protective style, like sometimes I do protective style to stretch my hair, African threading, but then after a little while my hair may feel a little bit dry, and this is fantastic for adding that moisture back in, and then you put your short-term protective style back in. But you can also use it for other things like perm rod sets, or even roller sets, because the gel in there, the flaxseed gel, will give it quite a nice hold. So you'd use it as you would with any other styler. So this is it really. As I showed you, it's quite easy to make, but it's so versatile and absolutely beautiful. And I hope you make it. And if you do, please do come back and let me know. Let everybody know in this community how it worked for you. And if you have any questions, use the comment section to ask me any questions. So if you've not yet subscribed to my channel, then please go ahead and hit the red subscribe button or that red word that says subscribe. And then also please give the video a thumbs up. That will really help to support my channel. And also click the bell icon so that you'll be notified as soon as I have another video on the channel. And I would really appreciate it as well if you share the video either to your own social media or through WhatsApp, or even to your friends and family. Let them know about the video and ask them to come and watch the video so they can make it themselves. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, take care, my lovelies. Bye for now.